Really nice day today. Last day of my holiday, back to work tomorrow. But been working on the Riley, of course, doing the guards. And I think I mentioned that some Velocette parts arrived a couple of weeks ago. So I thought, oh well, let's just quickly toss the bike together and see what it looks like. Now I came up with this. Tried to make it look as original as possible. Obviously I only had a few minutes here and there between messing up guards on the Riley. Well, I think it's come out okay. Of course, this is actually a different one. The same day all my parts arrived, I happened to look on Trade Me. I don't even know why I did. I think I'd already looked that day. I keep an eye out for Velocette parts in case they pop up. And this popped up. So this is also a Mark II Velocette. I think it's a 57. So it's the same, not the same year, but the same type of bike as my other one, a little bit later, so there are a few smaller differences. But all of the parts that I just received that day will fit this bike. Well, most of them should. So I quickly messaged the guy. He was down in Christchurch. He said if I bought the bike, would he be okay to handle the shipping for me? And he said, yeah, no problem. So I bought it straight away. And this cost less than all of the parts I've just bought. So it was just no question about buying it, because this gives me a much better bike to start rebuilding. And the other good thing about this bike compared to my other one is this one has all its papers and the registration is still valid and on hold. So I believe all that means is, or what that means is, if I get this restored and running, I just need to get a warrant of fitness for it and I can get it back on the road. It's all legal. It's all in the system and ready to go. I asked the seller if he could suggest someone who could transport it up from Christchurch for me, and he gave me the name of Bike Trans, and they've been absolutely awesome to deal with. The price was very reasonable. I don't think I could have, even if I had a vehicle now that I could do it with, I don't think you could drive down, get the ferry across, pick it up and drive back and do it any cheaper. So that was a no-brainer. This was after I'd already organised to go away, but they were happy to store it for me for a week until I was back, and they literally just dropped it off a few minutes ago. So I really haven't even had that much time to have a close look at this. Last registered to 2007, and it has obviously been in the Vintage Car Club before because it's got a VCC badge there. That won't be valid, I believe. When you get your vehicle in the VCC, it's the same for the MG. I think it goes with the person, so if you sell the vehicle, the new owner has to reapply, I think. Pretty sure that's how it works. So this is all original, right down to the the pump. I'm not sure how this comes out. The only thing wrong with it that I know of so far is it's missing the oil filter. The oil filter housing should be here somewhere, and it's gone, and it's just been bypassed, which isn't good. So we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't mean things are damaged. I checked with the club. It is an original bike. The numbers all seem to match. This is who it was originally supplied to, Adams Limited in Christchurch, and I think it was 1958. I don't know if these are original bags or not. I'm assuming they probably are. This one's got stuff in it. I don't even know what. Have a look. tools. I would assume that's oil, but that bottle looks... No, I think that has been opened. I was going to say it's still got the seal on it, but no, I don't think so. Creamy cucumber dressing. What else is in here? Spark plugs. More spark plugs. I actually just bought some leather conditioner stuff, which will be great for these. These are just rags. Ooh, that seems to be a piece of hose. It's not cocaine, it's talcum powder. Is that something to help preserve the rubber? Oh, more spark plugs. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not. Are those like clips for your pants legs? I guess. Anything here? There's a strap and a button. $55,922 miles, I guess. There's lots of stuff in here. A little diary. I didn't know all this extra stuff came with it in the bike. There is another box of parts, so we'll have a look at that too. I'm not even quite sure. Oh, 1969 and 1970 calendar. Phases of the Moon in Australia in 1970. Does this actually go with the bike? Or... not sure. Fuel tap corks. Dial gauge. Screwdriver. Black and Decker parts. A band-aid, Elastoplast. Oh, could it be? Yes, even more spark plugs. I don't think those are for this bike, because I think they should be 10mm plugs. Old pipe cleaners. These aren't too old, I remember those. Black and Decker matches. Right, there's a bit of rust there. It's like surface rust. tools. I just realised I'm putting all these on the seat, which I need to get into in a minute. Oh, even more spark plugs. There's the lamp. I'm just going to stop for a sec and try and find somewhere to put all this stuff so it's safe. Okay, continuing on. There's the little ID plate. I don't think that... Did that normally go there? I think it went somewhere else normally. Plasters. Bit of string. Receipt for I'm not sure, brake parts, reline 2 shoes maybe, 1971. That is, oh, those are, I think, are those carburetor jets? Possibly. This, oh, great. Another spark plug and a little leather pouch. Put that back in there. Black and dresser. Some little nuts and bolts. A spring. I don't even know what that is. Almost looks like a kind of reamer thing. Decimal currency converter. Let's see. Oh wow. Very neat. Pencil, nuts and bolts, Schrader valve cores, that's for your tyres, some little hose clips, drop my pencil, that's a coin, it is tiny. George VI, King. New Zealand. Is it 3 pins? 3D, 1946. How long has that been in there? The bike isn't even that old. BCC Canterbury Annual Rally 2000. Well, there's a wide range of years here. Ah, plastic ticky. You used to get those on plane flights. That's a, looks like a 5-cent piece. Yep. And a spark plug top. Oh, another spark plug. little toolkit. I'm not sure what's in there, it's too dirty. Fuel tap. Another. Oh, this is a speedo drive or a oil pump drive. I think that's what that is. Oh, more spark plugs. Washers. Petrol tap. Little Whitworth spanners. That's a stud. Little feeler gauge set. I think these did come with an original toolkit. Now, oh, this is very brittle. Lots of rags. There's more random stuff in there. Like head gaskets. Cancelled. We're on to fitness. So this. Oh yeah, so here we go. So this is the VIC, it's called Vehicle Identity Card. So my MG has one of these. So this is what the bike looked like in 1999. So 26 years ago. This is who the person who owned it then was. So it says here that these are only valid for 10 years or till change of ownership. So this isn't valid anymore. But it so they say they're the third owner since 25th of February 1960. Continuously registered, warranted and ridden by him ever since. So there's a bit of history with this bike. Black & Decker Jota. Oh, here we go. Public holidays for 1970. Very, very cool. This one is... So this is... Well, you shouldn't be showing people's names, but that's the receipt from the person, the original owner, to the person I bought it off. That's last warrant of fitness, which passed. Because it can't read the date. 06. Yeah, so that matches this registration sticker. That's the last time it was on the road. So, what's that, 18 years? Another coin. It's a florin. I've got a bunch of those somewhere. More random little bits and pieces. oil filter at 26120. That was a while ago, and it doesn't have an oil filter anymore. So I'll go through all of that properly and carefully take everything out and clean it. This. I wonder if I can soak this down with something, spray it with something, because it's so brittle. I don't want to open that because I think it'll fall apart. Let's put that there carefully. Where the battery is, I think it's got a battery in it, but I need to get some tools to undo that. This one has a plate here, so guessing that was a repair. There's no fuel or anything in the petrol tank, I checked that. Brake light switch, no idea if it's got oil, no idea if it's even got compression. Will it turn over? Now, assuming that's neutral. I don't know if it's a good idea to do that. I probably won't do that. I might take the spark plugs out of it first and see. Okay. I would like to know how this pump comes out. You just sort of pull it. Is that the original pump? So there's a fuel filter. It's a bit dinged up in places. The footboard rubber is all banged up, and this is a bit banged up. It's got the... So I have to look in the parts books now, because this is a few years later than the one I've got, to really see what the differences are. Obviously this one hasn't had the bodywork all mangled. Rear shocks. Miller Lite. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. What are the tyres? Avon Speedmasters. I don't know if these had dates on them, but given it hasn't been on the road for 18 years, I'm going to assume they're at least that old. So this plate is still valid. Let's have a look in the box. I haven't looked in this myself yet. So this is more paperwork and stuff. Owner's manual, service manual, stack papers. Let's turn this around. Seat base. Ah, there's the oil filter. All nicely labelled. soldered at join. So I'm guessing this leaked and it was taken off and temporarily bypassed. Brake shoes. Is that part of the oil system? Spare head. Retired 3rd 2nd 01 at 55,349 miles. So this is done. Yeah, 55,349, and this is on 55,922. And you can see how it's corroded around the water passages. And there's a spare radiator and air cleaner, which is actually one of the pieces I was missing off my original bike, is that center section of the radiator. Well, it's good that that's there. Like I say, this normally bolts on here, I think. Or is it the other side? No, it's this side. Pretty sure it's this side. So, I didn't realise I knew about these spare parts. I knew about the radiator at least. I didn't know if the oil pump was there. And I didn't know about these other little bits and pieces. Spare seat pan. That's cool to have this sort of paperwork and stuff. I think the original owner's book is there. Hints and tips, monoblock carburetor. Velocette transfers. So this is the application form for the LE club. So I'll get in touch with the club, and I'm not sure what they can tell me for privacy reasons, but I might be able to find out if the owner was in the club originally. Cool. We can probably lose most of the rags. So the question is what to do with it. Obviously restore it, but very carefully. I guess it needs a good clean up, and I want to make it good mechanically, so I'll have to have a look at the engine, see what condition that's in. But then it starts getting tricky. So, to get into the engine and gearbox, you have to take it apart. Take the body off, sort of strip it down. How far do you go in cleaning things up? So, for example, on my other one, I've started cleaning everything up. So, all of this has been painted, but I don't think I want to do that with this one. I think get the dirt off it, oily rag it, and leave it. But then what do you straighten out? So, these are a bit mangled. Do you straighten those up a little bit? The rubber on the footboards is obviously gone. I think you can get this from the club. Do you replace that? And then that ends up looking new. Engine internals. Things like that, like the exhaust. So I've obviously got new ones of pipes and things, so I could put those on it because these are they look like they're almost rusted through. This radiator's missing the air box, the air cleaner. Yeah, I wonder what condition that battery's in. I'll probably not good, but I'll take that off and have a look at it. I guess you would just gently straighten some of the stuff. But you know, you don't want to clean it too much. You don't want to repaint it because you'd lose all the transfers, and things like this would be irreplaceable. Before I do anything, I'll take lots of photos of it, just in case, you know, you could get recreations of those, I guess, but they're going to look new. So, you know, things like this, that's an obvious repair. So I guess you just keep that. Yeah, well, what's the best way to sympathetically restore something like this? That's kind of the question. You know, the rims are all rusty, so what do you do there? You just... Spokes all seem good. I guess you just rub them down. I think half of it's just dust. Do you put new tyres on it? I would say so. I've got new tyres. I've actually fitted them to the rims. So, you know, I'd take those tyres off those rims and fit them onto that, I suppose. We'll get new tyres. Yeah. Very, very cool. Very interesting little bike. And I'm hoping this one will be, you know, a proper runner and can be properly registered on the road. Of course, then the problem is I don't have a motorcycle license, but that's, I'll deal with that later. Yeah, so things like this, bit of wire for that clutch cable. Cable going there. I'm guessing that mirror is not original. That's the last warrant of fitness. It's actually got the numbers on there. They've been painted over. I'd have to get into there and have a look at the points. That exhaust might not actually be rusted through, might just be surface rust. The hoses are all hard as anything. Not sure what would have gone there. Oh well, figure out what to do with it next, I guess. And if anyone has any ideas of the best way for me to deal with this, so I can get inside it, it's really brittle. I'm guessing it's not leather, it'll be some artificial thing, but it's really brittle and dry. I've got sort of spray leather and vinyl conditioner stuff that you use for modern cars. Should I just spray it with that? Or I've got this stuff, which is leather conditioner. I could sort of wipe it down with that maybe. That'll probably be really good on those bags. So if you've got any suggestions of the safest way to do that so we can get inside there and see what's in there, let me know. Taking the battery out. It's in this box, which I'm assuming was an original battery case that somebody's gutted. To make a little battery box for a smaller modern type battery, which is interesting. It's got some foam in there. Yeah, that must be an original case. This, I measured it, it's 1.6 volts, so it's probably dead. Install and go. Motor bat. So I'll put it on my charger anyway and see if that does anything. I've got quite a good sort of smart charger. I'm guessing it's a 6-volt battery. American by the looks of it. Yeah, it must be 6-volt. MBT 6N6. I'll go look up the number and see if I can find out. I'm sure it's a 6-volt battery. It's quite small. Well, it's got a 12 stamped on the top. I think that might be a date. I'll put it on the charger and see what happens. That battery's on charge and it's drawing no current whatsoever, so pretty sure it's dead. It just wasn't making contact. No, nothing, no arcing, nothing. But I looked these up. These are easily available and they're only about $50 each, so I think I'll just order a new one. I do actually have somewhere a 6-volt lead acid battery. I'm not sure what condition those are in. They're over here somewhere. I've moved them and I don't know where to. If I can find those and see if one of them will hold a charge, it might be worth trying just to see if any of the electrical stuff works. I found my 6-volt batteries. I've got 2 of them, just tiny little things. One of them's dead, I think, but this one is good. So I made up some little cables and connected it up, and the tail light works. And can we see this? Brake light works. Does that only work with the foot brake? I'm guessing so. Yeah. The switch is a bit wobbly, but I don't know what the positions are. I think that's like a side light. Headlights, and I think this switch is that high beam and dipped? Yeah, it looks like it. The horn doesn't go, unfortunately. I think it's because that battery can't supply enough current. You can see the lamp dimming. So I will order a new battery. There's a switch down there which I think is an addition someone's added. I'll order a new battery because I'm going to need that eventually anyway. And yeah, like I say, I have to figure out what I'm going to do next. I have no idea.